Guys, our sponsor today is House of Atlas, a brand new razor company that just hit the market. I have been trying this razor out, and I gotta tell you, I am loving it. The blade has 5 U.S. stainless steel blades that glide right through facial hair. It's got a high-performance serum strip. It's infused with ingredients like aloe, shea butter, and vitamin E, which reduces irritation and helps to prevent the ingrowns. My House of Atlas razor gives me the best shave. I love how sleek the razor is, and my favorite part is the precision trim edge you can use by flipping back the serum strip for straight edges and detailing. The premium razor kits come with a magnetic storage hook that you can attach to your bathroom mirror for easy storage. Plus, with House of Atlas's cream and aftershave, you not only will look fresh, you're going to smell amazing too. Right now, and only for a limited time, I can get you 15% off your entire order when you use the code Chael and purchase any razor kit or before and after set. You're also going to get some precision shave cream and calming aftershave. You're going to love it. Just make sure you use the promo code Chael at houseofatlas.com. That's going to get you 15% off your new razor kit and before and after set. Or I made it even easier, guys. You can just click on the link below. Fighter of the night is not by any stretch a contest. Paddy the Baddy. And it's not as easy as you might think. Let me give you an example. This is the best Paddy has ever looked. And we don't know who Paddy's going to have next. But one thing that we all can agree, right? And here, let me back up a minute. The mushrooms and the helmets that he called out Dustin, he called out Justin, he called out Armin, and he called out Charles. And if any one of them accepts the call out, that'll be the fight. But I don't think any one of them will accept the call out. There's just something about it where there would be pressure. There are still people that look at Paddy, or they look at him as an entertainer more than a competitor. And those guys are not going to try to align themselves with Paddy. One of them's going to draw the short straw and have to fight Paddy. But I'm sharing with you, if I have that wrong, if any one of them goes on social media right now and accepts the fight, they will have the fight. I'm just here to let you know they're not going to do that. And it is tough to fully know what you're getting. I'll give you an example. Michael Chandler, who is a friend of mine and one of my favorite fighters. I share that with you because there's no insult, just trying to talk about what I see, and it's at a tough time. You can say that he lost to his last 2 fights. You can say that he lost to Charles and he lost to Paddy. He's 0-2 in his last 2, but they were tough competition, and lots of other guys are 0-2 as well. You can do that. But there's another number that you should look to, and that is the rounds that are completed. Because within those fights, there was a total of 7 rounds completed, and Michael Chandler lost 6 of them. That starts to become a problem. I'll give you a great example just for comparison, but when Tony Ferguson was starting to go the wrong way, people were saying he's lost his last 5, or he's lost his last 6, he's lost his last 8. The problem, and what really needed to be looked at, is he's lost his last 23 rounds. That's where you start to look at it and say, okay, we've got something different here. What are we going to do with that? The reason I tell you that, I don't know Paddy's number. I haven't actually looked him up. This is off the top of my head, but I know that I'll be very close. Paddy in the UFC has completed about 14 rounds. And Paddy in the UFC has lost about 6 of those rounds. So, numbers-wise, he's undefeated, batting 100%. That looks pretty impressive. But there's another number, which is those rounds, and all of a sudden, you got a 60-40 guy. That might be a positive. Perhaps Paddy the Baddy feels people out. He often, in fights, loses the first round. He lost the first round tonight. But in the Jared Gordon fight, people thought he lost 2 rounds. Some people thought he lost 3 rounds. In previous fights, he's lost first rounds. He lost a first round tonight. And I'm sharing with you, is he a deep down competitor
that can dig deep, and he brings a pace. He brings an intangible that we're not quite able to see, because he's not more dynamic. He's not like a confusing fighter with a confusing skill set. He's not this wildly fast guy, but a lot of these guys have something that's an intangible that you cannot see from your living room. You can't see it through television. You got to be in there with them. They bring a strength. They bring a grit. They bring a pace. They bring something that we miss. Perhaps he has that, yes. Perhaps, dare I say, he's catching guys at the right time. A lot of people didn't think he beat Gordon, just to go way back in time. He suffered an injury and he was out for 11 months. He comes back, and I do not think that was the best version of Bobby Green. And now the question becomes, is Paddy the baddest 55-pounder out there, or was that not the Michael Chandler that we're used to? And that's where it does get a little bit tough. What exactly are we seeing? And while we have questions for everybody else that fought tonight too, it's not just Paddy, but while we have questions, we do have one agreement, which is either way, one more win, and Paddy fights for the belt. That is a unanimous conversation. That was unanimous on ESPN. That was unanimous amongst the announcers. That's been unanimous against all the fans in the arena that I personally talked to. And that's a great spot. That's a tremendous compliment. But it is a fair question. Is this the new killer, or is this a guy that's winning fights and he's happy to catch guys, some of them even big names, but he's catching them at the right time? And I just share with you that I don't fully know that answer. I really don't, because there's nothing from the spot where I'm watching. I'm watching a good competitor. I'm watching a kid having fun. I'm watching a guy that does a lot of stuff really well, but he also does the exact same stuff that the other guys are trying to do. It's not a wildly dynamic fight. You know, Conor McGregor used to have this interesting style that we hadn't quite seen. Yair Rodriguez, who fought tonight, it's got this style that nobody's really used to. Tom Aspinall or Jon Jones, like I can throw some of these guys out. Out of the bat, he fights like everybody else, and he fights a little bit better, and he seems to find himself in a little bit better position. He is a master of what we call smelling blood. If there is ever an opportunity, a lot of fighters miss it. Paddy never misses it. Right? I mean, this is a praise Paddy session. This is the guy that is one win away from fighting for a world title. But what is that win going to look like? Is he really ready for a Charles Oliveira that doesn't take nights off, that isn't on a skid, that hasn't lost to other guys? Is he really ready for an Sarukian who doesn't take nights off and isn't on a skid and isn't questionable about where he's at in his career? Then there's only one way to find out, which is to put them in there. But to act as though we've already found that out, it's not true. We can agree on the specialness, and we can agree on the accomplishment. But we also agree it's not done yet. We still need one more fight. The only question is, who's that fight going to be against?